How do we find the percent composition of chromium and chlorine in chromium 2 chloride? First thing is, find the mass, then we can find those percentages. So take a look at how I'm going to organize that. Bam! So the first thing I'm going to do is write down the elements I see in the compound. So I see chromium, Cr, and I see chlorine, Cl. Next is to write down the number of atoms, and that's where the subscripts come into play. So at the bottom of chromium, there is an invisible one, so there's one atom of chromium. Then there are 2 chlorine atoms. Next, take those numbers of atoms and multiply it by the mass of the element. Where do we find it? You got it, periodic table. So here's chromium, 52. Here's chlorine, 35.45. Those can either represent gram per mole or AMU, depending upon if you're finding molar mass or molecular mass. But who cares? It's the magnitude that matters, right? So this is going to be 52, 52.00, and this is 35.45. All you have to simply do now to find the total mass of the element in the compound is simply multiply that row across. So the total mass of chromium is 52. The total mass of chlorine is then going to be 70.9. And then finally, to find the total mass of the entire compound, just simply add it all together. So this is 122.90. So remember, that was the first step here to find the total mass of the entire compound. Now we can find the percent comps of each particular element. Let's add a column to the table. Bam. So now all we have to do to find the mass percent is simply take the total mass of each element and then divide it by the total mass of the entire compound. So we're going to take 52 for chromium, divide it by, because that's the total mass. It also simply happened to work out to be its actual mass on the periodic table, but that's only because we had one atom of it. Then simply divide that now by the total mass, 122.90. Multiply it by 100, a simple percent problem. Part over whole times 100. And when you do that out, right, we get a percentage here of roughly about 42.31 or so, right? 31. That's in terms of percent. And then last but not least, for chlorine, we take the total 70.9. Notice how it's not the same as the atomic mass or the molar mass because there are 2 atoms. So when you do that, now it works out to be 57.69. And when you add these 2 percents together, hopefully what should happen is you get 100%. That's a nice little way to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it very much. Hopefully you had fun watching this video, or as much fun as one could have finding out the percent composition of chromium 2 chloride. Be well, and I'll see you soon.